Hey, hi guys. Good morning. Can anyone confirm that am I audible? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. So today here we are here for the just a small introduction of SQL PLSQL, or we can just say that it is just the small workshop which is for a few days, and I will tell you that the detail of the SQL, how this functionality of SQL and PLSQL will work, what are the contents in this language, or what is the importance of this language, so you can learn and you can just after learning you can implement in for growing your career. Okay, so for that basic purpose we are over here. So just today I will give you the small introduction of SQL, PL/SQL, and just few glimpse of that. Okay, so before starting, first of all, I will just introduce myself. So myself, Naresh Kai. So I will be the SQL and PL/SQL trainer over here. So whatever the contents which are going to be delivered as SQL and PL/SQL, that will be delivered by me. Okay. So I will just share my screen and I will just go through our few of the contents, that is our website, our YouTube channel and all. So this is our website. So on this website you can see there are listed many type of courses. So we are here to take the course that is an SQL and PL/SQL. So I'm in the tab of the SQL and PL/SQL. So here you can take out the syllabus. We had listed the syllabus, all the requirement of that, all the things are here. So from this website, if you want to know what syllabus we are going to cover and what type of details we are having over here, so that all the things we had listed over here already, and that you can get it from here. Okay, so as a part of an SQL, as you can see, we are having all this DDL, DML commands and so on. Then after here, we are having the section of the PL/SQL syllabus. So below that, you can see this syllabus. Okay, so you can go through just this syllabus also, and we will share the link with you. So uh, basically, this is our website. So you can register using this website also, and then we are having our YouTube channel also. This is the Learnomate Technologies. So we are around having 16K subscribers and around 900 and plus videos over our channel. So this is the channel. So we are upgrading our skills, and we are enforce you to upgrade your skills also to get place in the different MNCs and all, to just enhance your career growth. Okay, so here also we had put multiple videos which is really helpful maybe for you. So this is the our website, and that is our the YouTube channel. So just for the introduction and about myself, so myself Naresh Kai. So I'm having around 10 years of an experience in an IT industries. So I joined as an fresher in IT industry, and then I grown up till PL/SQL developer and so on. Okay, so this is about this. Then after starting to our content, first of all. So regarding the contents, someone message, yeah, syllabus link. Okay, syllabus link already shared. So regarding the our course content. So first of all, we are having the SQL, and the second type we are having, that is an PL/SQL. So SQL and PL/SQL, these are the database techniques. Basically, we will call it as a database language. So suppose there is an what is the language first of all? So we a lot of people are joining this meeting, and we are communicating with each other based upon some common language which we are knowing. So all we are having here, the common language for us, that is nothing but the English. Okay, few other people knows other languages also, that are their advantages. But here, what is the thing? Here, this is also the same. That is a language. So SQL is the language. PL/SQL also is the language. So, but which is understandable to the system or to the database. Okay. So that is nothing but the SQL PL/SQL. Like other programming language like Java, .NET, C Sharp. So there are a lot of languages, programming languages also. So similar same kind of language we are having here also for the database, and that is called as an SQL or PL/SQL. So basically, the if I want to go with the full form of SQL, so that is nothing but the structural query language, and PL/SQL is nothing but the procedural query language. Okay, procedural language with SQL. Okay, so SQL is the basic part, and the PL/SQL is nothing but the advance of this. So first of all, SQL, we will go with the SQL only. Okay, so what is the SQL? So it is the structural query language. Structural query language means suppose we have any type of database and we have to collect the information from that database, or if we have to go in dig down that database, what is there, what are the rows, what are the columns. So that is nothing but the SQL. Okay, so first of all, I will tell you some short glimpse of this SQL. So according to our syllabus, just I'm going over there. So we are having the section introduction to SQL, then data types. So as we are having different data types in other programming language like character, then after we are having number, floats, all such data types are we are also having into the PL/SQL or SQL also. So we will going to see that detail when we are going to start our detailed training. Okay, how to use that respective data type with different types of a variant, how to use that with some procedure or function, that all we are going to see. Then we are having the art of the PL/SQL, that is nothing but the DDL and DML command. So DDL and DML commands. First of all, what is the DDL and DML? So it is nothing but the DDL is nothing but the data definition language, and DML is nothing but the data manipulation language. So data definition language. So before that, just I will tell you one example of a table. First of all, what is the table? So this SQL will not understand any other than the table things. Okay, so if you have to learn the SQL, you have to know the structure of the database. First of all, what is the table? How we can get the data from the table? How we can add the different types of conditions on the table? So basically, what is the table? So it is nothing but the structure combination of the rows and the column. Okay. So suppose I'm just opening the other tab and I will write here. This is one of the command that I will tell you in detail. So first of all, this is my table. Okay. So what this table is containing? So this table is containing all the related information for the employee. Okay. So suppose if I'm just opening the Excel on my desktop. So let me open one Excel. So suppose if you are running one organization, or if you are running any type of an institute or any type of an thing, and you are having few employees for you, so you have to store the information of the employee somewhere so you can access that respective information. But for storing that information into the database, we requires one backend. So backend is nothing but the database over here. Okay, so first thing that you have to know, that if you are having any type of a front end, suppose you are filling any online form, so that time you are filling on the web browser. Okay, so that is called as a front end. And the second thing, the back end. So what is the back end? So if that respective information is going to stored somewhere, so if you are filling some form, you are entering your name, your last name, your address, your date of birth, and so on. So this you are just entering on the front end, but you don't know what is going at the back end. So all this respective data will get stored at the back end. So if you or anyone have to retrieve that data, then they can retrieve. Okay, so database is always called as a backend system. So if you are knowing the Java or any other programming language like .NET or any JavaScript, JSON, so that will help you to develop the front end for you. Okay, so the use of the front end just which is for the user interface, it is having the good user interface, and the database we have to create the user interface by us by writing the different types of queries. Okay, so if you know the Java, that is also good, but the Java and all things are getting upgraded day by day. Okay, that I think so all you are agrees. So you have to upgrade all the things. Similar, previously there was a C, C++, then now Java, and so on. But what is the thing, for if anyone had developed the front end in any language like C, C++, Java, or any .NET, VB, JavaScript, anything, but they require the database for storing it. So this is the technology which will never die. Okay, so if you have the front end, if you compulsory need the backend to store your data. So that is the strong purpose of learning the SQL or PL/SQL. Okay, because this is the thing which will never going to be die. Okay, so SQL and PL/SQL are nothing but the strong point of any front end language. Okay, so this is the one more important of SQL, importance of the SQL and PL/SQL. And then we will going to see again back to the table. So if we are having the employees in your organization or department somewhere, okay, so what is the table? So table is nothing but a structured language. So if I'm just writing here some columns, okay, so suppose if you are having the employees, so every employee should have the employee number. So EMPNO, I will just write the column name as an EMP underscore number, so NO. Okay, so every employee or every student is having the unique identity. That unique identity is nothing but their number. Okay, so we will go for the column name as an EMPNO. Then they are having some name, so just I'm writing E underscore name. Okay, so this is the employee name. Then they are having some specific address, so I'm just writing here the address. And if it is an employee, so compulsorily it have to get the salary, so it is having some salary also. And some department he will work, so like research or any marketing or any type of any department he can work, which is under that respective organization. So I will just write here the department number. So I mean writing in short DPT and NO. Okay, so suppose if you are having employees, so you need this type of an information for that employee. Okay, so I'm just so what I will do, if I'm having the 4 employees, so I will make this table as this one. So this will become my table. Okay, and then after I will give the employee numbers, suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So I'm having suppose 5 employee, and I'm just giving the random numbers as in 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And then I will give the other details of that employee also, like name, address, salary, department number, and so on. But this is just a single table. Okay, then after suppose I'm having this department number, but I'm having number of departments, so I have to store the department information also. So what I will do, I will create one another table that will be dpt underscore no. So here my department number will be there. Then after here department name I will give department name. Okay, and suppose I will give the location of that department. Okay, where it is located. And suppose I am having just the 3 departments in my organization. So how it will work? So I will give the department number 1, 2, and 3. Suppose this employee number 10, I am giving the random department number like this. Okay, so this will called as a table. So what is the table? So now I had added here the 5 employees. So these 5 employees are representing the rows. So this is my first row, this is my second row, third, fourth, and fifth. And in this table I am having only the 3 rows, and whatever the vertical things means, this is nothing but the column. So this is the first column, second column, third column, fourth, and the fifth. So this type we can represent the number of rows and number of columns which are over there. Okay, So first, these are the combinations. So as I told you into the definition only, so table is nothing but the structural combination of the rows and the columns. So we are having rows as well as the columns in this respective table. Okay, so this is nothing but the structural representation of the rows and the column. So this way we will create the table. But what is the thing here? I had created this table in the Excel. Okay, so all the stuff I'm doing into the Excel. But if I have to prepare this into the database, I have to make this as a constant, because sometime if this Excel is got deleted or somewhere is lost, so I will lose this data. But if I store this into the database and I will put it on global level, so anyone can be access this. Okay, so for that only we are having this creation of the table. So that is the first basic thing of the SQL, that is creating the table. Okay, so here we are having this table, but suppose I have to create this table into my database. Okay, so for that what we require the statements, like as in create statement. So we are having the create statement into the SQL. So as I'm going back to the syllabus, so here we are having some commands. So there are some create, drop, alter, describe, truncate, commit, and rollback. This type of an all commands are there. So we are having one of that command is create. So by this command we can create any type of an object. So object is nothing, table is nothing but by object. So this is just the object. So we can create the table also, we can create some view also, we can create some sequence also. So we can create multiple objects using this create command. So just I will shortly explain you the table. We will see all the stuff detail that we had told you on the syllabus screen, that is drop, alter, truncate, that in a class. Okay, so first of all we will go with this create command for this respective table. Okay, so how this will work? So for creating any command we are having the syntax. So for writing any type of a command in SQL or PLSQL, we are having some specific syntax. We just have to follow that respective syntax. Okay, so here I'm having this table. I will give the table name as an employee. So I'm for create, we are having the syntax as in create, then we are having the table, then we have to give the table name, table underscore, I'm just writing here the name, and then we will need to add the number of columns which we have to add. So suppose in my Excel I'm having here the 5 columns, so I have to add that all the 5 columns here. Okay, so what I am just doing, I'm just copying this all the columns and pasting it here. But here we have to write the respective data types also for that. So suppose employee number, so employee number is nothing but the number data type. So I will write here just a number here, just write number. So this is my column name and then my data type. So it is a number. Then I have to separate it out by the special symbol, that is nothing but the comma. So if I have to write the second, then I can write the second respect to column name, and then I have to give the data type for this. So in PLSQL for the character data types we will use the varchar2. So I will tell you the detail of this data types in the class. So what is the varchar2, what is the character, and so on. So just for the purpose we will just use here today the varchar2. So varchar2 is nothing but the data types where we can store all the character as well as non-character values also. We can store the character as well as number also. So if I am having some simply just a name, so I'm having some name as an Ram. Okay, so that we can store. Suppose I'm having Alan 001, so that we can store. Suppose we just have someone had written, for instead of name he had written some number only in the name column, so 200. So that is also getting stored here. Okay, so that is the characteristic of an varchar2 data type. It can store the number as well as the characters also. So that is the thing. Then after we are having the address. So in address also we can enter some combination of the character as well as the number. So I will just write the data type for this also. It is in a varchar 2. Then the salary. So your salary will be in the format of a number only. So I will just give this as a number as a data type. So in other languages, we are having their integer, float, and so on. So in PLSQL or SQL, we are having this data type as a number purely. Okay, so I'm just writing the number, and last the department number, which is also the type of a number. So this is my statement. Okay, but here I had not given any name. So this is the syntax. So that's why I had given here the table name. So if I have to give some proper name, so I will just write here employee. Okay, so this is my employee table. So what I'm having now in this table, so here I'm having the 5 columns. So column number 1 is employee number, then employee name, then we are having the address, then we are having the respective salary, and then the department number, last one. So we are having this 5 column. So suppose if I have to just run this command, so the thing is that if you have to perform any operation using the SQL or PLSQL, you need a tool. Okay, so first of all, you have to install the Oracle on your laptop or any your system. Then you have to get the SQL developer or Toad, any tool you can get which is compatible with the Oracle. So basically, most of the people will use the SQL developer only. Why? Because that is the freeware and that is available very easily. So that's why they will use. So I'm also, which I am having showing you, that is also the SQL developer only. Okay, so this tool you have to insert and you have to connect with your Oracle, and then you can run any type of a command over there. Okay, so this is the just my create command. So if I have to run this, so there are different types of techniques. So I can just simply select this entire statement, and here is an icon, that is an display icon. So I can just click on this icon and it will start creating the table. And you can see now at the end, I'm just getting this message. This is a table employee created. So my table is created. Okay. So this is the way we can create the table. So as I shown you on my Excel, so we are having 2 tables. So first table I had just created. Okay. So by the same way, I can create the second one also. So for the time being, I'm not creating the second one. We will just go with the first one only. So I just created the first one, and this is the table, and we also got the message that table employee is created. Okay. Now what I will do, but what is the data inside that table? Here we are having this respect to 10, 20, 30, 40, 1 this, and suppose I'm just writing a, this is suppose Pune, and Pune, and the salary is supposed to 50,000 something. So this is the data I had entered for then one employee. So similarly, if you have to insert that data into this table, we are having some another syntax. So first of all, we have to check that this table is created or not. Okay. For that, what we are having one another command, that is select. So select is nothing but what is this command? So if you have to retrieve anything, from the database, so we will write this select command. So select command, basically we will write as in select star from the table name, table underscore name. So here, what is the star? First of all, star is nothing but all the respective columns which are present into this table. So suppose I am having 5 column here, so this command will show me 5 column. Suppose I have the single column, so it will show me only 1 column. If I am having the 100 columns also, it will show me the 100 all. So basically, star is nothing but the all list of all the columns which are present in my table. And here is the table name. So this is for the syntax. So actual table name we have to give. So my actual table name is employee. So I'm just replacing it with this employee. So if I run this command, so I will get the structure. So see, we had created this table that is having the respective 5 columns, that is employee number, name, address, salary, and the department number. We are having this, but there is no data. You can see that is a blank. Why? Because we had not inserted any type of stuff over there. Okay, so for inserting anything, we are having some separate commands. Okay, so if I go on my syllabus, there are some DML commands now also. So DML command is nothing but we are having the insert, update, delete, select. So select, I already told you that, and we are having now insert, update, and delete. So suppose I have to insert some row, so we are having that insert command. So this is my table, but I will show you already created table. So select star from my another table. I had already created one table that is an employee which is having all the row, a few rows which are inserted. Okay, so I am having this 11th row. Sorry. So I am having this 11 rows which are inserted into my this EMP table. Okay, so these all rows are there. Okay, so what is nothing with this? After running that respective insert statement, I was able to do that. And for running that insert statement, we are having some different syntaxes also. So that's all the syntaxes we will see in detail over our class. Okay, so we are having the insert. So suppose I am having update also and delete also. Suppose I want to delete this respective row, or I have to delete last this 4 or 5 rows. So we are having the delete command, and by that delete command we can insert this respective rows. Okay, then update, suppose I have to update the salary of any of the employee. So by using the update command we can do that. So we are having this different types of an DML command over here. Then there are the constraints. So constraints are nothing but the primary key and the foreign key. Basic, this is very important and the basic thing for the tables. While creating this table only, we can give the constraint. So primary key is nothing but the primary key. So if I am saying it is a primary key, so it is nothing but the combination of not null plus unique. Okay, so primary key, it is nothing but the combination of a not null plus unique. So for which column we can give this primary key? So we can give for the employee number, because employee number will never be null. Okay, and it should be unique. So if there are thousands of employees also, so all that respective employees compulsorily have the unique or the not null values, means they should have the employee number. Okay, so this is the feature of the primary key. So how to implement that? What are the syntax for that, creating that respective primary key? That we will see in detail in our class. Okay, so this is just the small introduction that what is the primary key or foreign key and so on. So now, as I told you on this Excel, so here suppose I told you that how to insert, how to create this respective table and how we can insert the data. So suppose I had inserted 5 rows over here, and here I had inserted the 3 rows, and I have to see the employee detail for this employee number 10. What is his name, in which department he is working, and what is the location of that department. So suppose I'm just writing here the 10, the department name is suppose R&D, and the location is suppose it is in Pune. Okay, so this is the detail of the employee and the department, but I have to know that what things I have to know. Employee name, then I have to know its department name. I will just write D name and its department location. What is the location of that department, and I have to know the salary of that employee. So these 4 columns I have to know. But what is the thing now? My 2 columns, that is an employee name and this salary, which are present into my this first table, that is an employee. So I will give this table name as an employee, and this is nothing but the department. Okay, so what happens here now? So my first employee and this is salary. My this respective columns are present from my first table. So I will just write here the first, and this is the my first table. But these 2 columns are present in my respective second table, and I have to show that respective all output in the same format into a single table. Okay, so like this. Okay, so now what is the thing? I was not able to get this. Okay, but whenever you are accessing any website or anything, so you will get this data very easily. So on suppose we are accessing our phone, so that time also we are getting some different data into a single dashboard. We can say that dashboard or view. So that is the front end dashboard. But how that will be act in the back end? So there's all the information stored into there's a different table, but how it will act and how it will be combined, that we have to learn here. So by using the concept of joins, okay. So there is a concept in the SQL that is nothing but the joins. It is a very important concept for the SQL, which will be also implemented in the PLSQL also. So these are nothing but the joins. So if I show you on our syllabus list here also, we are having the concept of an joins. Okay, and there are different types of an joins also. That is an inner join, self join, Cartesian product, left outer, right outer, and full outer. Okay, so we are having all this respect to join, and we will see. So now our what is our question here? How we can join this two respective tables? Okay, so for that we have to use the join. So but there are different types of an join, so you have to know that which type of an join is going to use for such condition. So basically I already have two tables, employee and department, so I will just show you in short. Select star from employee. So this is my employee table. Okay, so this is my employee table. I'm just spinning it out here, and my second table, select star from department. Okay, so I am just querying this also. So I'm having these columns. Okay, so but this is the same thing that we are having two different tables. Suppose I have to combine this both the table, then we have to use the joins. So how we can use that joins? So that is the main part. So now I have to select this two table. So how I will write? Just I have to write the select command, as I told this select command you earlier also. So which two columns we need from the select? So this employee number and this salary. Okay, so I am just querying my employee table. So I am having this two column in my table. Employee name is there, yes. Salary is there, yes. So I will just write the table name, that column names. So what is the column name? Here it is an E name. So I will just write E name. Then the second is sorry, then the second one is a salary. So what is the name of the salary column? It is just the sal. So I will just write the sal. And from which table it is coming? So it are coming from the employee table. So I had written this query. Okay. So my first thing is done. Now we are getting few things from the second table also. So what I will do, I will just write one another select statement. Select. Then what columns we need? Here the department name and the location we need. So I will just go to the my department table. I'm just querying this one. And what are the names? So department name column is nothing but the D name, and the second one is nothing but the location, and which are coming from the table DEPT. So I will just write here the DEPT, simply DEPT. So now if I query this table, this query, so I'm just getting two rows, and this I'm getting two rows. Now these are two different statements. So we have to combine the statement, that is nothing but the join. So join is nothing but the name itself indicating we are joining two things, or we are joining the two different tables or two different entities. So that is the purpose of that join. So now how we will join these two different queries? So we are having there the select this also and select this also. So instead of writing it double, I'm just writing on the third row. I'm just copying the first as it is, and here from the select I'm just copying these two names. Okay, and I'm just pasting it here and separating out by comma. So there are four. Now what is the thing? I will keep here also. Now what is the thing? There is another table from. So I will just copy this, and I will just separate it out by comma, and I will paste it here. If I am so my query is ready. So from this I can get the data. Okay, so if I run this one, so I'm just getting the data. But what is the thing? Whenever you are using the join, you have to give the join condition. That is very necessary. If you are not giving that join condition, you will get the duplicate amount of an data, or there is a cross join will be happen. Okay, so here what happened? The Cartesian products is happening. So how the Cartesian product is happening? So in first query we are having the 11 rows. In second we are having around 5 rows. So 11 into 5, so 55 rows we are getting. So if I run this rows, so it will give me the output of an 55 rows. So if I'm selecting, so you can see that here all rows fetch, that is 55. Okay, so we are getting the 55. So this is nothing but the example of a cross join. Okay, how that cross join is happen? So by this way, that respective cross join or the Cartesian product is going to be happen. But we have to see that the other joins also, as per our syllabus, we are having different. So we have to see all the respective joins. So I just explain you the in short the Cartesian product or the cross join. We are having different contents here, different items, that all we have to cover here into the SQL session. Okay, so these are nothing but the joins. Then in the SQL things, we are having multiple contents, like we are having the clauses. So in clauses, we are having the where clause, like clause, in clause, order by, having, group by, and the exist clause. Okay, so these all the clauses is nothing but the based upon the condition. So here what happened? I had fetched the data, all the data I had fetched. So I just return that select star from employee and all data is showing. But clauses is nothing but the conditions. So if we have to fetch conditional data, that time we will use the clauses. Okay, so how we can use that? First of all, basic thing of the clauses. So if I have to fetch only the data, sorry, only the data of the employees who is having the salary equals to 5,000. So suppose I have to fetch that data only. So I will write here the where clause, where salary which is equals to 5,000. So that will give me the data of the employee who is having the salary as in 5,000. So this is the where clause. Okay. So where clause is having more advantages and other feasible advantages also, that all we will discuss. Then there are multiple clauses. This all clauses we have to discuss, and we will discuss it into the class. So these are nothing but the clauses. Then there are the operators. So operator is nothing but the and operator or operator, between operator. So these operators maybe you have already studied in other programming languages. So that same similar concept we are having into this SQL and PLSQL also. But there is a difference of the syntax only. So that difference we have to see. Okay, then we are having some aggregation function, SQL condition, and so on. So these all the respective contents which are syllabus, which are for our SQL syllabus. So that are nothing but the SQL, and thereafter we are having, there is an PL/SQL. So in PL/SQL we are also having few content, that is an introduction, loop, record type, package, procedure, function, and so on. That all the respective contents are there. Okay, so this is the stuff which we are having for the SQL. Okay, there are few questions in chat. Okay, so these are the things. So if anyone have to ask anything, small question or anything, so just feel free to just ask regarding the class, regarding the contents, or whatever the other things that you have to ask. If you have anything, just you can ask me. Okay, the silence means that I will consider there is no questions. Yeah, you can raise the hand or you can just ping into the chat also. For the class timing and all, you will get, we will confirm you on the tomorrow's session, all the stuff. Okay, so basically these are the contents which are going to cover into the SQL. Okay, so we will see all this into the brief also. So once again, I just have to tell you that just why this SQL or PL/SQL is required for you to learn. Because if you are just doing any other programming language also, like as in Java, C Sharp, or any other things also, so this is required because you have to know the knowledge of this backend, because if you are developing the front end also, you have to know that what is going into the backend. So for that we will require these things. Okay, and if any other technology which is like as in Java, C Sharp, or any other C++, so it is, if it is always getting upgraded and it is always getting downgraded also, means there is always a replacement for that. But for the database technique, we don't have the any type of any replacement. This database is not going to die anyhow. If we are having the front end, we have to store that. If you are having some data, you are storing that. So if you are sending, suppose on WhatsApp also, if you are sending some messages, so that all the messages are getting stored somewhere. So where they are going to store, they are got stored into the database, and we are learning here the database only. So uh, comparing that things also, you can understand the importance of the database over here. Okay, so just that I have to say. And then after, we are having some contents of the PL/SQL also. So that PL/SQL contents also we will see. Just give me a minute. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. And so these are the SQL contents, and then we are having some PL/SQL contents also. So I think so you are not able to unmute yourself, maybe. So I just had given in chat, there is one contact number, so you can just contact on that respective number. So you will get all the detail of the course. Okay, so course duration, what is the course duration for both SQL and PL/SQL, what is the difference between DBA and SQL. So that all the respective details which will be going to tell you by contacting on that number. So here it is not possible to discuss all that thing. So you can get all the things. So the course duration, that I can tell you that it will be around 45 days. And just we ping that contact number 7757062955. Just note it for your reference. Take out the screenshot or anything. You can do anything, and just reach out to that number for all the respective details. So we'll get all the details. You will get all material, all the things, whatever necessary, and you will get answer for all your questions also. Okay, so these are nothing but the things. So on the PL/SQL front, we will just see tomorrow. In tomorrow's session, we will just go for the PL/SQL front. There we will see what is the PL/SQL and some just short glimpse of the PL/SQL, how the PL/SQL will works. Okay. So if anything, you can ping into the chat, because I don't think so. You guys are able to unmute yourself. Just wait, ping the one chat link also. You can join that WhatsApp chat for the updates and the details. Is there any placement assignment when question came? So yes, we will also give some placements, or we will just notify you whatever the openings are over there. So we will provide that also. Anyone else want to ask anything? So just ping into the chat. If not, we can conclude for the day. You can I have to tell you that just reach out to that contact number, or you can just join that respective group. So you can get answer of all of your question immediately. Okay. So tomorrow, same timing, we will connect. That is an 9 a.m. IST timing. So for any question, just reach out that number, and for tomorrow, please join at the same time for the PLSQL demo and the glimpse. Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Thanks for joining all. Thank you.